All right, everyone, so I'm going to go through what I carry on the daily as a climbing arborist. So I have been climbing on the ARPRO Evos. This is my first pair. I had the Scarpa Rebels before, and they were great, but they were really, really hot. Obviously, the ARPROs are the industry standard, and so we'll probably follow up on those in like 6 months. Here, I've got my Cask Zenith. I've been a real big fan of this. I prefer it over a Protos. I had a Protos, and the face shield really just got in the way. I didn't prefer it, and yeah, I think that hearing protection on the cask is far superior. I run a Cena. That's what we have at work. So stickers, whatever. Great helmet. I'd recommend it. I'd like to try out the Super Plasma. It's a little bit smaller. This thing's a little bit bulky. It doesn't really store anywhere, so I just leave it out. But big fan. Talk about ropes, and then we'll get into the main gear bag. So this is my everyday bag. It's the Petzl Bucket 30. Big fan of this so far. It's fairly new, but I've liked it a lot. I like that it has the 2 attachment points on the inside for whatever you may want. In here, right now I'm on a pruning crew, and I don't really get to climb too many huge trees. So in this, I have a 100-foot line of Yale XTC 16 strand. And then I just leave this for double rope. I like the 16 strand for the hand feel, anytime you're hip thrusting or anything. And then I have been running this is the DMM Rigger Beckett, and it allows me to move the attachment point of my splice. Instead of running it on this middle Beckett, I can run it on the rear Beckett, and that allows this to function like the spider jack. So you tend in front of you, and I run my hitch, and then of course I keep the DMM Duralocks for my main attachment point. Big fan of this. This is all I run for my main attachment point. I had really no complaints about them. And honestly, I don't know if DMM designed it this way. Sure, they did. But a hitch cord actually helps prevent this from opening. You can see, like, typically I'll have to move it to the side in order to get it open. Big fan of that. So that's my double rope setup. And then for SRT, I've been climbing on this Tuffelberger. It's Firefly. It's just fly, but it's got this real bright pattern. I like bright ropes in trees. I want them to stand out for sure. And then I run 2 splices on this, and there's multiple reasons why. Mainly for retrieval through friction savers and set up a quick second system. I prefer a splice over a termination knot, and yeah, big fan. So that's that rope. And then in here, I've got 200 feet of KM3 Max. This is the Rock and Rescue colorway. It's Joker, so it's purple and green. Big fan of this. And then I also keep a CT double hand ascender. If I know I'm doing a big tree, I'll bring this, and I just leave my hand ascender in there, and it's just it's a little nicer on the hand. If you got a real big rope walk, I like a hand ascender. Just makes it a little easier on you. You can use some of your arm strength to help. And then this is just in a little cheapy Cheryl bag, but honestly, this bag's been great. It's like 30 bucks, and it has lasted over a year, so I have no complaints about this bag. Highly recommend it. This is my Courant Cross Pro. I absolutely love this thing. I keep basically all of my stuff in here. I have extra stuff, but most of it I just keep in a separate bag. You know, it's got all these attachment points on the outside and everything, and some bungees. I tend not to use those just because I am accident prone, and if something's going to fall out, I really want to eliminate that. So obviously, outside, I am a huge proponent of PPE and these Milwaukee safety glasses. I'm not sure if these are the anti-fogs or not, but these are my favorite safety glasses. They are by far the best glasses I have ever worn. And then typically I'll keep a clear pair, and then I like a shaded pair, super sunny days. And then in my lunchbox, I have a yellow pair. So anytime there's grayscale or anything, huge fan of those Milwaukee sunglasses. Can't really say enough positive things about them. Then we'll get into the main bag. All right, so this is inside my main gear bag. So obviously I've got all my climbing equipment, I've got my saddle, and then I have 3 throw cubes. The saddle is a Koala. I am a huge fan of this saddle. I've had it about 3 or 4 months now, and I had a Notch Sentinel for my first like real climbing saddle, and then I had a Monkey Beaver 2.0. I hated both of them. They just did not fit me right. The Monkey Beaver is made really well, but this Koala is phenomenal. I'm going to do a whole nother video on this later. So just set that to the side. And then I have 3 throw cubes. I've got 1 Arb Session cube. I've got a fall timer. And then I have a notch cube. And then these are basically my lines for throwing. So I run a 10 ounce on the top and then a 14 ounce on the bottom. And then this one I use for double bagging. So this actually has 2 16-pound weights in it. And all these have 200 feet of line. I'm a big fan of Samson Zing It. And then in here I've got some all gear throw line. Nothing crazy, but honestly, between the fall timer and the Arb Session cube, you know, this is definitely the industry standard. I would say is made better than all the other cubes, but this Arb Session cube is just as nice and has attachment points for little accessories. If I had to pick between the two, I would probably go the Arb Session cube simply because it's like $20 cheaper and sometimes more in other places. Yeah. Huge shout out to Casey Sellner and everyone at Arb Session making fantastic products. All right. And then in my gear bag, I've got a whole array of stuff. So we'll just kind of start at the bottom. So this is my miscellaneous section. So I do have a saw pod. Occasionally I'll put my handsaw on my leg, but I'm trying to run it on my saddle. I just like to mix things up. I have one of the Notch micro wedges, and then I have a little Dyneema sling in there for whatever. I'll occasionally put it on a drill or something. I don't really use it that much, and honestly I don't use this either. And then at the top, I have a Metolius tarp. This is a waterproof tarp. If it's gonna rain or something, I'll pull that out and I'll basically just cover all of this. I'll fold it up small and cover it. That way I can keep all my stuff from getting wet. Or if it is just like some dew on the ground or something, I'll pull that out, put it down first. Also, sometimes I'll use it for ropes. It's just a nice thing to have. So starting from the bottom, I've got 2 hand saws. I will be honest, if you're buying a handsaw, buy a Silky. I have heard people say that the samurai saws are good, and I've heard people talk about Oregon saws, and honestly, there's nothing beats a Silky saw. So I have 2. I've got a Zubat. This is actually the 9-inch Zubat, so it's pretty small. And then this is a 10.5-inch Tsurugi. This is new to me. Because I'm on the pruning crew, I tend to gravitate towards this one. I like the ergonomics of it, and then of course that sheath is far superior to all the others. I would love to see Silky come out with a similar type scabbard for all the other saws. I think people would really prefer that. Yeah, so those are my hand saws. I'll just leave that one there. And then I've got some spare carabiners. I like these Petzl ball locks for redirects and everything. Or if you're gonna tie a base anchor or something like that, I like the button depress. It's super secure. I keep a few extra spare carabiners, just DMM Ultra O's. Got a Tazov 3. I mainly use this for ascent, and then I'll switch over to my rope wrench, or you can leave it on your harness and use it as a dragon tail redirect or whatever. You can also set up a low rope base anchor. I haven't used this as much as I want to, but climbing on 11 mil ropes, I wanted to use this more, and I really like it. I've got 2 rope wrenches. So I have the Apex rope wrench and the Arbsession Carelink. This is my go-to. I love how easy it is on and off rope and the adjustability of it. I will say this is absolutely superior to the ZK2. And then this one I have just a regular double leg breast cancer awareness at height tether and the purple rope wrench. This is my first rope wrench and it works great. But sometimes where I have 2 ropes that are drastically different diameters, 11 mil and this one's almost 13, this definitely gums up quite a bit on the 13 mil, and that 16 strand, some of those little strands will get caught right in there, and I've even seen some strands get caught in my slick pin. So I gravitated towards the Apex, and yeah, don't really have enough positive things to say about it. I'd say if you're gonna get one or the other, go ahead and make the jump, get the Apex. And again, Arbsession, fantastic tools. If you know you're gonna switch from single rope to double rope, this is fantastic. It allows you to not mess with your hitch cord when you're changing over, so you're really always on life support, especially if if you're a newer climber, sometimes it's a little scary. So keeping it separate, I enjoy it. And honestly, you're not even gonna use all 3 Beckett's on a hitch climber pulley if you're climbing SRT. So I've got 2 hitch climber pulleys. This is actually the DMM rigger. So this is the rigger, and this is the rigger Beckett. I like these a lot. I like them better than the first hitch climber, and I like it better than the eccentric. The eccentric is crap in my opinion. I don't like that it's directional. I don't like, I don't know. It just didn't feel like it tended my hitch as well as this. And then we have the Hitch Climber 2.0. Hitch Climber 2.0 is far better than the first Hitch Climber. These flat cheek plates like this tend to hitch really well. And then again, going back to the Duralocks, I run the Duralocks anytime I have a main life support tie-in. Now I'll just go straight to my bridge ring. And then over here, these are some just different pulleys. So I've got 2 revolver rigs. Those are fantastic for MRS, redirects, and then sending up and down saws. Typically I'll keep one of these on my harness all the time. I've got Canopy Camp Out Pinto. Can do all kinds of stuff with this. I don't honestly use it that much. It used to be my lanyard adjuster, but I've switched to the Positioner 2, and I honestly like that better. And then here I've got a OG revolver and just a 40 mil ring. You can do all kinds of stuff with this. That'd be a separate video. Over here, I've got my canopy anchors. So I'm a big fan of the Soft 8. This is a flint locker from Wesper. Really like it. It's got those nice Wesper rings on it. And then this is actually something that I made. See if I can lay it out. So It's a double adjustable soft 8, and then a big DMM boa for knot blocking. So this is Courant 10 mil Pink Dragon hitch cord, and this is Courant 8 mil hitch cord, and then I got these nice DMM thimbles that I made on there, and then I've just run some stitching to keep it all nice, and then a little lanyard adjuster. I use this anytime I want to climb on 2 systems, or if I want to set up a canopy base, I'll use this. I'll send up a soft 8 and then set up my canopy base with a second rope, and then switch over, undo the first, or leave an access line. I will probably make another video about this. It is kind of a spin off of the Limitless Crown Anchor, minus the soft 8. So I'll always climb or keep that. These are all just some active hitch cords. I've got a whole bunch of different hitch cords. I've climbed on them all. I would say my favorites are the Epicord 9.3 or 10 mil. Both really feel the same to me. I don't know that I could tell a difference. And then huge fan of Beeline. Beeline, in my opinion, is far more durable than Epicord. This is a hitch cord that I've been climbing on for 2-3 months, and there's really not much going on. I got a lot of positive things to say about it. Up here, got some other stuff. I've got my neck tether. I know this is a little controversial, but I gotta be honest, I hate a chest harness. So I made this out of some Epicord and just a little carabiner to tend my system. Got a foot loop for when I had my boots without the little floop sewn into them. So I don't really use this anymore, but just in case. And then I love the Camp Turbo Foot. This is the Evo, so it actually locks. I love how small it is and how compact. It works great for me. I had the non-locking version, and it was great to the start, but having that little lock there is definitely an improvement. Over on this side, I've got a first aid kit and a tourniquet. I don't climb with one on my saddle, but I definitely believe in having one with you at all times. So that lives here permanently. These are 2 6-foot sections of Sterling HTP. I really just leave it in there just in case. Sometimes I'll forget my chainsaw lanyard, need to make something, or if I'm in the bucket, I can set up a quick, I don't know. You can use all kinds of stuff for that. And then this is my little micro rigging setup. So I've got a 1.5-inch Omni block on Rock Exotica Rock D with the ANSI gate, so I feel perfectly fine rigging off of that. And then just a little Weaver webbing sling, so I'll use that. Typically I'll set like a main block or something, and then I can run this out and rig off this. I just like how quick and easy it is, and it's compact, so I can leave it on my harness if I know I'm gonna need it. And that is basically everything. So I'm gonna make another video going over my current koala, but that's basically what I climb with on the daily. Thank you guys. If you feel so inclined, like and subscribe. I'm gonna try and start posting more regularly.